Everyone is talking about Ronaldo, his 6 World Cups, his records, his legacy. And fine, that's a perfectly reasonable conversation to have. But here's what nobody is discussing. Colombia, ranked 11th in the world, walked into this tournament, beat 2 teams, conceded 1 goal, and now only need a draw to top their group. They are not the underdog. They are not the story nobody expected. They are, quietly, the most complete team in Group K. And yet the betting market has installed Portugal as the favorites, a team that drew with DR Congo a week ago. Here's what most people are missing. This is the Group K finale, Hard Rock Stadium, Miami. Both sides are already through to the round of 32, but the stakes are very real. Colombia sit top on 6 points. Portugal are second on 4. A Colombia draw or win seals first place for Los Cafeteros. Portugal need a win to leapfrog them. Why does it matter? Because first place avoids the more dangerous side of the bracket. Nobody wants to travel through France or Spain earlier than they have to. This is not just about bragging rights. It is about the shape of the next 2 weeks. Colombia have been the quiet overachievers of this World Cup. They opened with a 3-1 win over Uzbekistan, then grinded out a disciplined 1-0 win against DR Congo. 6 points, 1 goal conceded, job done, and then some. What makes them dangerous is not one player, it is the system. At the back, Davinson Sanchez and John Lucumi are a composed, athletic pairing. In the middle, Jefferson Lerma brings energy, discipline, and controlled aggression. Going forward, you have Luis Diaz, fast, direct, difficult to contain, and James Rodriguez operating at his own speed, which is slow, but somehow always right. Their weakness? When games become frantic and chaotic, they can be exposed on the counter. But Colombia's structure rarely invites chaos. That is the point. Dry observation. James Rodriguez moves like he is permanently slightly late for a taxi, and yet the ball arrives exactly where he wants it. Football is deeply unfair. Portugal began this tournament with a 1-1 draw against DR Congo. Flat, disorganized, Ronaldo largely invisible. Then they thrashed Uzbekistan 5-0, and suddenly the narrative reset. 5 goals, Ronaldo with a brace, momentum restored. The truth, as usual, sits somewhere in the middle. Portugal's midfield is genuinely elite. Bruno Fernandes is the number 10, Vitinha and João Neves behind him. That is a lot of quality in a very small area. Their fullbacks, Cancelo and Nuno Mendes, push high and create width. The problem is their striker situation. Ronaldo, at 41, is not a player who creates things anymore. He finishes, he positions. He needs the service to come to him. Against organized defenses, like Colombia's, that service often does not arrive. 1 clean sheet from DR Congo against this Portugal attack should tell you something. Dry observation. Asking Portugal to beat a low block without Ronaldo touching the ball is like asking someone to make coffee while the kettle watches from across the room. The most important matchup in this game is in central midfield. Colombia's Jefferson Lerma versus Portugal's João Neves and Vitinha. That is 1 player against 2. And yet, Lerma is not simply a stopper. He disrupts rhythm, wins second balls, and covers enormous ground. Portugal's plan is to control possession through their midfield engine and find pockets of space for Fernandes to operate. If Lerma can crowd that space and force Portugal wide, Colombia's defensive shape holds. If Fernandes finds the pockets, between Colombia's midfield and back line, Portugal's chances multiply quickly. This midfield battle will decide the tempo. The tempo will decide everything else. No confirmed injuries on either side. Colombia are expected to line up in a 4-3-3. Vargas, Munoz, Sanchez, Lucumi, Mojica, Puerta, Lerma, Arias, Rodriguez, Suarez, Diaz. Portugal are expected in a 4-2-3-1. Costa, Cancelo, Diaz, Vega, Mendes, Neves, Vitinha, Neto, Fernandes, Felix, Ronaldo. One change of note, Rafa Leao, who scored as a substitute against Uzbekistan, could push for a starting role after impressing. Bernardo Silva is also expected to return to the squad. Colombia's coach, Nestor Lorenzo, has called this match one requiring special tactical discipline. He is not wrong. The market has installed Portugal as narrow favorites. FanDuel prices them at around -105 to win in 90 minutes. Colombia to win is listed at +250. A draw sits at roughly +270 to +280. In plain language, Portugal are expected to win slightly more often than not, but not by much. The market implies Portugal win roughly 47% of the time. Colombia win around 25%. Draw sits near 28%. Here is where I disagree. Colombia only need a draw. Their incentive to defend and hit on the counter is enormous. A team with a specific tactical objective, protect the point, is always undervalued by markets that favor attacking brand name. Colombia at +250 is not a team being expected to lose. It is a team being underestimated. Colombia will set up deep, compact, and dangerous on the break. Lerma and Puerta will crowd Portugal's central channels. Diaz will stay high, stretching the Portuguese back line. And James Rodriguez will wait. Not because he is lazy, because that is how he operates. Portugal will have more of the ball, but having the ball is not the same as doing something with it. Against Colombia's low block, Fernandes may struggle to find the pockets that made him influential against Uzbekistan. Ronaldo will get chances, one or two probably, but will face a center-back pairing better equipped for that challenge than anything he's faced yet this tournament. The game's logic points toward a draw, a 1-1 that serves Colombia perfectly and leaves Portugal second. Both sides through, nothing settled until the knockouts. Predicted score, Colombia 1-1 Portugal. Portugal win this. How? If Colombia push too high early, chasing the group win rather than protecting it, the space behind their fullbacks opens. Nuno Mendes and Cancelo love those spaces. Fernandes, given room, is a different player. One moment of imbalance from Colombia's midfield, one Ronaldo finish from a cross, and the script flips. It is the most realistic way Portugal take all 3 points. Colombia's discipline protecting that scenario is the entire game within a game. Here is what we know. Colombia are unbeaten, organized, and only need a point. Portugal are talented, but have not yet solved their low block problem. Their midfield is better. Their individual quality is higher, but Colombia's tactical clarity and defensive solidity make them a genuine obstacle. The most important factor is not reputation, it is incentive. Colombia's incentive is to protect what they have. Portugal's incentive is to attack for a win they need. Historically, the team playing for a draw controls the game more than the one chasing. The numbers don't care about Ronaldo's legacy. The game's logic points toward 1-1. The game didn't change, you did. You're welcome. Subscribe if you like this. It really means a lot.